Hi, you're listening to the
The
Four
Four
Takeaway
Takeaway
Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything on the menu from movies, music, gossip, news, etc., through the eyes of four rather weird individuals.
I'm Heiko.
I'm Hanna.
I'm Hammad.
I'm Yas, and in this episode, we are going to talk about two current events that you might not have heard of.
Would you like that for dining?
Or for takeaway.
For takeaway.
For everyone's information, we are currently doing this podcast in a long distance.
Internationally.
Yeah, internationally. Yasin and I are currently in Saudi Arabia. Hamad is in the Philippines, and Heiko is in Germany.
So we apologize if you notice anything kind of weird about the audio quality or
definitely
some
the
delays or anything. Yeah, and the technical side. Just enjoy. You don't have to be so judgmental.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. But welcome to our first episode. And I
Yeah.
hope you guys are going to be interested with whatever we're going to talk about because we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, but that just makes it real. It makes it authentic. Like we're real people
Mhm.
talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we're real.
real.
Except for Ate, Hanna, she's a robot. Mhm.
Yeah,
She's a
sure.
robot made to fulfill the will of the cult.
Oh, yeah.
Stop
Oh, back to
talking
that?
about
Okay.
it.
Oh
My
right, right,
gosh.
Oh, yeah, we signed an NDA.
Vow
I
of
totally
silence.
forgot.
Anyway, how was it celebrating your aging amidst this crisis?
Oh,
Hamad
yeah.
and Yasin. Hamad just celebrated
Oh, wait.
his...
Don't exclude yourself from this.
I still
It's gonna
haven't
be
done it. There's still 8 days left.
days.
And
It's
anything
coming.
can happen.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, we're all Aries. Poor Heiko, he's dealing with a super weird, energetic Aries.
Wait, what's
what am I
his
again?
sign?
You're Sagittarius.
Oh, he doesn't know.
He's
That's good. I'm happy for
Sagittarius.
him.
What?
Oh man, I would probably be the same if it wasn't just hammered into me when there was the constellation
True.
craze of the early
True.
2000s. You're an
True.
Aries. You're an Aries. And
No,
now
but that-
I
because
forever
it's just-
understand and remember it.
it's just so fun that the three of us we all belong in the same constellation. Also, another trivia: Hannah, Hamad, and Yas are siblings.
Oh, who are they? Do you know who they
You're
are?
talking
know?
in third person now.
Yeah, why?
And I'm Hannah.
Yes.
And
The
I'm
robot's,
Yas.
the robot's malfunctioning, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
in
we
case you're confused, Hannah's the girl.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Anyway,
let's
should we
get.
start?
Okay, let's get to it.
Okay, let's see. We were talking about news. We were talking about things that people outside. No, we can't go outside. That people out there might not have heard of.
Yeah.
I mean,
there.
I gave you a little spoiler there. I mean, COVID is everywhere right now on everyone's mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so are tigers, by the way. And I'm going to talk about tigers. How's that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do wish they stay in the topic and not under my bed.
Continue. What about tigers? Are we going to talk
Okay.
about Tiger King?
Yeah, first question of the day. Have you all watched Tiger King?
Oh,
I have. I
I
mean, we
have.
have. The three of us
I
have. Me,
have
Heiko, Hanna.
not.
Well, I have.
Okay.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. Everyone who hasn't, maybe give it a try. I'm not going to tell you. Please watch it. It's the
Yes.
most important thing in the history of everything ever, but
All right.
might just be worth a try. This weird, wacky world of American private
Mhm.
zoo owners
Mm-hmm.
and the animals they entertain. Not going to give too many spoilers. It's just that it's a great distraction from all that COVID craze that's happening. Just
All
saying.
right.
I see.
Yeah. If you want to feel like you're watching a Seth Rogen movie in real life with their weird characters, with their weird side characters as the main characters, that's what you're going to be watching.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that's
that is
that's a
wild.
great that's a great description.
There's a specific reason I'm mentioning those two, like COVID and tigers, because there's now been a tiger that's been infected with the virus. Oh, Yasin, Gesundheit.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You good?
Yeah,
Looked
I'm
like
good.
you were about to
It
sneeze there.
left. Yeah, I was about to, but
Yeah, so surprisingly, tigers are now affected by COVID. Is that what you said?
That's what I said. Not tigers. Well, a couple of tigers, yeah, but just it's just that recently there has been this case of a tiger that's been infected with the coronavirus in New York, that new epicenter in the
New
U.S.
York.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, New York right now is
Oh
crazy.
yeah, I've heard of this.
It is
in
very.
FB.
Yeah.
Yes, and now we have the first tiger in the Bronx Zoo in New York being positively tested for the virus, which means that we're now dealing with the first reported case of an infected cat, and probably the first human cat transmission of the coronavirus.
So they do know that it's human to cat.
They're not too sure. I've been trying to get some info on where the cat got it from, but curiously, interestingly, cats or wild animals like tigers in the zoo have so much better access to healthcare than human beings in New York right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So people
Yeah.
are not sure. Most of them just assume, like federal authorities, the veterinarian in chief. How do you say that? The chief veterinarian of the zoo.
Yep.
They just assume that the cat has contracted the virus from the zookeeper, but the zookeepers have never been tested.
Oh, interesting. That's
Yeah.
so odd that the
It's a
tigers
pretty safe
have
bet.
access to tests
Yeah.
and the people do not.
I mean, people have been
Crazy.
complaining that, hey, how come this tiger gets tested while so many people out there can't afford to or
Right.
don't have access? Fact of the matter is that those tests for tigers are usually done in a veterinarian lab, right? And they work differently. So
Okay.
Yeah.
testing tigers, testing wild animals does not slow down the human testing. Just
Because they have
Good, just
to be
different
clear.
tests.
true,
Yeah.
true
Oh, yeah,
that.
that makes
Okay.
sense.
Just to be clear, right?
Okay.
The hard facts on the case would be that the tiger, 4-year-old Malayan tiger named Nadia,
Nadia.
she appeared visibly sick by March 27th, and with those typical symptoms of the disease, including a dry cough, loss of appetite, and so on. So they anesthetized her, took samples, sent them for testing and confirmation, and the results came back positive. But just to be very clear, she never appeared like terribly sick. It was just that dry cough that's really unusual, and that's why they had her tested.
Okay.
And she's
How
the
does
only.
tigers sound like when they cough?
I don't know. Want to try?
Get Alfred.
Yeah, I've never.
I
Have you heard? Have we
never-
heard Alfric cough?
No,
I
I've
heard him
I've-
sneeze.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
sneeze.
the cutest.
It's the cutest thing, yeah.
Sneeze.
But
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
what-
never cough.
never cough. Yeah.
Yeah, what people out there might not know is that I'm talking to 3 cat people here.
Yes.
And they have this little tiger, and he's so cute and furry.
By tiger,
Yeah.
we mean Persian cat.
Yeah. Don't get the wrong idea. We're not exotics.
we're not related to Joe Exotic.
Yeah, we aren't.
Okay, so probably this cat, this Nadia, is not the only big cat in that zoo that has contracted the virus. It's just that this one is the only one that has been tested, and since none of those cats are really terribly sick, looks like there's no need for it. I'm not too sure. So none of them have shown symptoms of like serious respiratory illness.
Okay. Well,
That's
did
good.
they find out if this illness can be transmitted or the virus can be transmitted from what?
From?
Okay, anyway, again.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
What was that?
I just hit my head really hard.
Okay, so we took a little break there.
Because I fell and hit my head, and this girl right here, Hannah, was just laughing.
It was so funny. He started falling and his face was like, oh my gosh, I'm falling. It was a pure shock. And then like 0.25 seconds before he fell on the ground, he looked like he just accepted it. Like, oh, there's nothing I can do.
Okay, yeah, the virus in tigers. Okay, so it looks like that virus might have infected other animals, other big cats as well. There are a couple of other lions, other tigers, snow leopards, and all that. But that Nadia tiger is the only one that
Yeah.
has been tested yet. Since none of them appear
Okay.
super visibly terribly sick, Looks like
Mm-hmm.
it's not really necessary. I'm not too sure. And I remember that you had a question before this one thing happened.
Right. The question was, was there any test or anything about the animal transferring the virus to a human? Is it
Ooh,
possible, or did they find that out?
funny you should mention that,
Uh huh.
because just a couple of days ago,
Okay.
a study has been published, Chinese study on how the virus can affect pets and how certain
Okay.
animals can contract the virus from human beings, but how the other way around, there's no reported case of a human that has contracted the virus from their pets, right?
Mm.
So, there were a couple of different animals that were covered in that study, like dogs and pigs and ducks, and also cats. So, here's the crucial part for you, as you are cat people, as we have already mentioned. Looks like cats, that's the bad news. They're able to contract the virus and spread it, but good news might be that they're not too they're not too susceptible to the virus, which means even if they catch it, doesn't look like they get too sick from it.
It's not
Yeah.
lethal or anything.
From what we know from the study, the only way they could really suffer from it would be due to an exposure that's not reachable, like that can
Oh,
only
okay,
be
okay.
achieved
Good,
in
that's good.
like clinical experiments, right? In
Uh-huh.
labs and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it
Well,
leaves the
that's good to
question.
know.
It is, right? I
Yeah.
mean, of course, if you're sick and all that, even though the study suggests that the cats can't catch it from you, and even if they do, that it wouldn't necessarily kill them. Still, if you feel sick and all that, I don't think you should still keep hugging them all day long, just
Right.
as a security measure, right?
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
it's interesting. It leaves the question as to how did the big cats in that zoo contract the virus, right? Because even the
I know.
zookeepers, they usually keep their distance. We're talking about legit zookeepers. Legit
Right.
zookeepers, not like those Tiger King zookeepers with
Yeah.
what 5 teeth in their mouth and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So that's still a mystery. But
Yeah.
I keep mentioning Tiger King. Have you known, or did you read that there's going to be another episode? Probably, maybe.
I did not know that.
Oh, you did
Oh,
not.
yeah, I did
What
know
a
that because
surprise
it
that
was
is.
all over. Um,
I mean, I knew that it didn't end on their side
yeah.
because like Carol was still publishing some articles and things like that.
And the last bit in the last episode, spoiler alert, they talked about how Doc Antle's place was raided.
Yeah, yeah. So
Boy,
it
that's a
So,
huge
wasn't
spoiler
left.
there.
yeah.
It's okay. It wasn't left on a very. It wasn't concluded like how it was projected to be concluded. So I feel
Right.
like they ended it because it was just going
Yeah,
on for
yeah,
too
but
long.
it's just so amazing how much footage they have.
Yeah.
They
How
have
many
Right.
years? Do you guys know how many years of footage that was?
I don't know, maybe a span of
A couple. A couple,
yeah,
yeah.
a couple of years, but it's just a lot. So it might be possible that they're even filming them now
Yeah.
or
Right, right.
yeah.
Although we don't know that for certain because the info comes
Mhm.
from that news comes from Jeff Lowe, one of the
Mhm.
protagonists of the show, like the sketchy one, that one sketchy person in the show. And another spoiler might be it's not a spoiler because big cat people are usually super weird. Is that you shouldn't take what he says 100% serious.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So take that with a grain of salt. But there might be another episode. Maybe not, but there might be. Of course, people on the internet smell the
Yeah.
connection. Tiger King's getting super popular. There might be another episode, and now there's a tiger out of all animals that could be contracted or that
Mm-hmm.
could be infected
Mm-hmm.
with the
So
virus.
so
Conspiracy
people are
theory.
looking at it.
Sure.
Uh-huh. People are looking at it as a conspiracy
Weird.
theory.
Right. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty weird.
Those. I have those Twitter posts here. That one guy says, anyone else thinks it's weird? Bronx tiger coronavirus. That thing might be a result of Netflix and Tiger King. Have to be connected. Sure. And it's on Twitter, so
True.
it must be true.
Yeah, sure. Twitter is the
Source
greatest
of everything.
source of everything.
Let me wrap this up real quick so we can just go on Twitter and just engage in some Twitter wars or go on Tumblr or something. Okay, so the chief veterinarian of the zoo in New York, he says that if cats were generally susceptible, there would have been lots of reports in the preceding months about that. And the fact that a tiger out of all animals has been the first animal in the US that has been tested positive for the virus should maybe tell us not to worry too much about cats, even though cats and like domestic cats and tigers are not exactly the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But still, it looks like there's not too much reason to worry about our cats in specific, and to worry about our cats in particular. Just as always, just stay cautious and stay careful and all that.
Right.
And to end this on a good note, on a positive note, the tigers in the zoo, they're expected to recover, so there's supposedly a happy end there.
Yay.
Okay,
Hey.
that's
That's
good.
good.
That's good to know.
Oh, by the way, it actually kind of reminds me the whole Tiger King thing.
Right.
This movie I saw on YouTube. It's called Roar. Well, I didn't see the movie on YouTube. It's just like a review of it.
Okay.
Have not
Basically,
heard.
it's huh?
Have not heard of it.
Oh, yeah. Probably not because it was in the 1980s.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real weird because it's also about a bunch of animals in some private enclosure. It's the plot of it is that a family of five, mother, father, and three kids. Well, the mother and the three kids visit their father at the private enclosure with the animals in it, but things take a dark turn when the animals start attacking.
What? And wait, is that part of the plot? The attacking part?
Yeah, that's the plot. Yeah, that's the plot.
Oh,
here's
okay,
the
okay,
here's
okay.
the catch. Here's the catch. They actually didn't actually train. They actually filmed this with hundreds of lions, a few tigers,
Hundreds?
some elephants, some exotic birds,
What?
and maybe an alligator here or there.
How would you handle filming
For real.
filming with that? I mean,
Exactly. It was a logistical nightmare because they only had a skeleton crew. They can't risk a lot of people just up and running away, so they just ran with the smallest crew they could get.
Okay. What happened?
A lot of injuries happened. One of the assistant directors, I think, or a producer or something like that, got scalped. The skin on the back of his head was flapping around when he was brought to the hospital. Sorry about the graphic imagery, by the way. Sorry.
gosh.
Oh, we should watch that.
But here's the thing. Yeah, here's the thing. After he recovered, the director thought that he would just get out of here. He's done. Nope.
Yeah.
He stayed for the whole thing.
Nice.
wanted to see
Oh,
it
that's
through.
so
Wow.
similar to what happened in Tiger
Oh?
King.
Yeah, what's his name? Safe?
A tiger bit her arm off, like literally until mid bicep,
Yeah.
and then she had
No,
the
no,
choice.
no. I think I think the tiger bit her arm, and it was all mangled up. That's why they had to amputate.
Oh, they had to amputate it.
Yeah,
Was
and they
that
left
it?
her the
Yeah.
choice,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah, and
They
they
left her
left her
the-
the choice where you can either amputate it
or
or
go through hundreds of
surgeries and therapy
Yeah.
to get it back. And then she said, no,
Cut it off, man.
cut it off. I'm
That's
going to go back to
literally
work.
what she said while bleeding out. No.
Yeah.
No, cut it off.
But heck yeah, she's gonna get a bionic arm. She's gonna like be a cyborg or something.
No. She just was walking around with no arm.
Oh.
Yeah, and she got back to work like 3 days after or 2 days after.
I think they said.
I don't
I
think
think they
it was
said
that
8 days.
oh,
8 days, something like
okay.
that. And she was just
Yeah.
back.
They
back
could have
to
used
work.
her arm
Like
as
nothing
bait.
happened.
Oh, God.
Oh.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Okay, moving on.
All right.
Yeah, anyway, that's crazy.
That was cool.
But that's cool. It's good to know that
Pretty
Alfred is
wacky,
quite
zany.
safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, Hannah.
Yeah, I've got something, well, in the light of a more serious note, though.
Oh, more serious. If that
A
wasn't
little bit-
serious.
No, no, no.
Oh, jeez.
But more positively serious, I guess.
Got you.
So anyway, yeah, March 27th was a celebration of Muslim Women Day.
Also, it's not going to be about
Nice.
tigers.
No, it's not going to be about tigers.
Oh,
It's
then
going to
it's
be
not as
about
important. I'm kidding.
women.
Oh, women.
Oh my god.
It's going
that
to be
didn't
about.
go well.
Oh, by the way, listeners, he's not serious. I promise.
I'm not. I'm not. Serious.
I love how you have to explain for us because
Yeah.
our humor is just
Because
so
they're
broken.
just. My brothers have dark humor that I sometimes enjoy,
It's
but
not
sometimes.
really dark. It's more dank these days.
Yeah, dank.
Can I proceed?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, go
Go.
quick. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, so Muslim Women Day was celebrated last March 27th, and it started in 2017 when Amani Katatape, she's a Muslim woman or Muslim girl influencer who is also a founder of Muslim Girl, which is a website and a brand dedicated to represent and uplift Muslim women's role in the society. So they launched that campaign. And according to
Nice.
her, it was a moment to make Muslim women feel more encouraged, empowered, and seen at a time where Muslims are becoming increasingly targeted,
Yeah.
as we know in
Oh,
the
hell
past
yeah.
years.
But that's good.
Yeah.
That's good for her.
hmm
It's very
So,
brave too.
and it started very well. Now it has been growing and getting bigger, creating a huge impact ever since. So there are
So-
lots of brands now.
So this year was the first International Muslim Women Day?
No, this is the fourth one. It started in 2017.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yep.
from where
And as
though?
Amani Katatbe lives in New Jersey. Sorry, forgot that.
Oh,
New Jersey,
okay.
U.S. She's an American Arab. I
I see, I
think
see.
she has
Mhm.
Arabic descent. I'm not sure. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of brands have embraced it and even promoted it. Non-profit organizations started different campaigns and non-government campaigns as well connected to that. Yeah, so that was great.
Nice.
And one of their article just a few days ago was about groundbreaking stuff for Muslim and Muslim women
From their website?
from their website.
Okay.
Although I added a few that's also from research. So you ready to know about groundbreaking stuff for Muslim and Muslim women?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, duh.
Okay, so Islam is now the world's fastest growing religion, and particularly in this article from WAEDA University, they mentioned the specific growth of Islam in Japan.
In
What?
Japan.
And
In
yeah,
Japan?
in Japan, because as we know, Japan has a very unique culture, and now that a lot of people there have embraced Islam, the mixture of both their traditional culture and this religion is so cool.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's
really
very
exotic.
interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
so Japan is a country that's embracing more Muslims.
In a very high rate.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, number 2, models, athletes, and artists are getting attention wearing their hijab. So one hijabi named Ibtihaj Muhammad represented Team USA for fencing team at the Summer Olympics. Yep, and she is the first woman to wear a hijab while
Whoa,
competing
first?
for the US. Yes, in the Olympics. First female Muslim athlete to earn a medal at the Olympics. This was in 2016.
Nice.
And connecting that also, not just in the US, in Somalia, there has been a great change or hints of change for women. So, Somalia, if you know, is a male dominated society when it comes to business and media. They're very still exclusive to men. But there are now changes where women are becoming doctors, entrepreneurs, teachers, and human rights activists. And they even had this fun run led by women,
Whoa,
which is a very
that's
big
huge.
thing. I mean, in some parts of the world, and especially in first world countries, it's not something new.
Yeah.
But in places like Somalia and other third world and developing countries, it is a big step.
That's nice.
Yeah, bro, Somalia.
And number 3, have you guys heard about FIBA? It's like the basketball version of FIFA.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Basketball?
yeah,
Okay,
basketball.
basketball.
Yeah. So, I did not search a lot of information about FIBA because I was just so irritated when I found out that just recently, no, 2 years up until 2 years ago, they had this hijab ban
What?
where women
Oh.
wearing hijab could not play.
Why?
No.
I don't know.
Was
They
there
just
a reason?
What?
yeah.
It probably wasn't aerodynamic.
Shut up. I hate you. No, but like what?
Yeah, but 2 years ago they finally lifted it, and yeah, they're now welcoming.
Yeah,
hijabis.
but
Yeah,
I
what was the
also
point to it anyway.
I also remember the in the Olympics before where the Muslim swimmers
Yep.
they had this what do you call that?
Hijab.
Burkini.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was very frowned upon and
Yeah, and the female athletes who are running,
Yeah.
who are running and they're wearing their
hijab. And it was frowned upon
hijabs.
like
yeah
people were
people were
mad. Why?
judgmental and all that. But I think it's a good step. It's a little step. I mean, we still have a lot of things to go to, or we still have a lot of things to do. But at least we're taking steps towards more of acceptance, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, number 4. In 2019, Saudi women can now drive, work, and travel.
Yep.
Of
Oh,
course, there are
yeah.
still issues with the family agreement where dads and their male relatives
The
might not
more
agree.
Well, it's not
Conservative.
Saudi
Wait, wait.
women can now drive. It's all women in Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
Can
right,
drive.
right. Yeah.
Wait,
all
hold
women.
up. Hold up. Did you just say they can now work? Does that mean they weren't
Yes.
allowed to before?
Well,
They do work. There are there are jobs that are available for them,
but not in the
now-
front lines.
Not in the front lines, right? Like before, they can have a lot of jobs, but not all the jobs. One
Le-
major difference is their work in retail.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to work in
Mhm.
retail, and they also can't be in high officer ranks in military or any officer rank in military
Mm-hmm.
before. So now
Oh, they can now?
do that. Yes.
Well, that's quite huge then, huh?
It is. It
Yes,
is really
it
huge.
is.
Very huge.
And now you'll be seeing female security guards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very
Oh
different,
yeah.
which is good.
Like before I left Saudi, it has been weird that I suddenly started seeing female like sales ladies and clerks.
yeah,
Because that's not.
Oh, like,
a
wait,
it
what?
wasn't a thing before.
It wasn't a thing. Yeah.
It
And
was pretty cool, and they know more English than most of the male ones.
Really?
It's true. That's really
Yeah,
I
true.
that's
noticed it.
true.
I noticed that
Yeah.
trend.
Okay, any
Yeah.
explanation for that? How is that?
I don't
I
know.
don't
Maybe they
know.
just had a lot of times in their hand being
No,
stuck
but
in their
Yeah.
No, yeah, and in
It's
general,
just learning
in general,
internet English.
the vibe is like, if you're here, we're not gonna bother to learn another language, since you're an immigrant. Learn the language of the country.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
so it's
Yeah.
like but in some cities like Jeddah, for example, English is almost
Because
mandatory
Jeddah
for
is kind of like
employees
the
to learn.
hodgepodge of all the nations in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
but yeah, that's it.
So when it comes to travel, in the past they can get passports. The women can get passports. I'm talking particularly now of Saudi women.
Gotcha.
They can get passports, but they need a male relative approval.
Yeah, that's really
And
weird.
when before traveling, they'd
sucks.
also need a male guardian permission to travel abroad, and they even need a male
Companion.
companion,
yeah,
right? And it should be a relative. It should preferably a brother, a big brother or younger brother, or a father. Yeah, but now they don't need that, so they could get their passports individually without any approval or permission from anyone,
that's so cool.
and they could travel.
Cool.
On
So
their own.
huge. Like a lot of this happened when what's Muhammad?
Bin Salman,
Bin
Prince
Salman,
Mohammed
the
bin
prince,
Salman. Yeah, their Vision 2030, and that's a good thing. That's a
It's
great thing.
A lot
And
of big steps.
yeah, my mom just currently got her Saudi license, driver's license,
Yeah.
which is so cool.
How about
Uh,
you? May I
what
ask
about
Let's not
you,
talk
though?
about
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it soon. I'm gonna get it.
Right,
soon.
right, right.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool.
All right, so number 5, there's the first women's mosque, which is a mosque led by women in USA, back in 2015 in Los Angeles and Northern California in 2017. But in Canada, they had that just in 2019. So now there's a
cool.
Muslim, a women-led mosque in.
Just
A
led
Muslim-led
by
mosque. That
women,
would have
or
been a new thing.
just
Sorry,
led-
sorry?
just led by women, or like exclusively for women
Well,
and
if
led by women.
if it is because usually mosques are designed where it's led by men and then there's just a little area for women where
And
they
they're
could
separated.
pray and they're separated. But this one is exclusively for women. So
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So it's just a mosque, all women. That's nice.
yeah. There's also a huge spike when it comes to Muslim actresses playing Muslim roles in Hollywood TV shows and worldwide.
Yeah.
Before we're used to watching Muslim men and women being portrayed by
Non-Muslim,
non-Muslim
yeah.
actors and actresses.
And
Which is-
usually not in the right way.
Not usually not in the right way. They would either be wearing guns and
Just
in that
portrayed
way.
really
yeah, that
extremely.
way.
But now it's
But now there are a lot of Muslim representation on TV, and these roles are portrayed by Muslim actors and actresses.
Yeah, and it's the big difference, which is so good, is that the Muslim characters, them being Muslim, isn't what their character is.
Right.
Now.
Yeah, not like the
Yeah.
token
Because
thing,
usually
huh?
before, oh, that's the Muslim one, because blah
And
blah
they
blah.
wouldn't have any more substance
'Cause
to them.
he would be
Exactly.
the Muslim.
Now
his
they're a
entire
character who just
revolves
happens
around
to be
him being a
Muslim.
Muslim.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. And it's fun, like in Grey's Anatomy, for example, there's this new member of the cast where she's, I think, a doctor or a nurse, and she's wearing hijab, and that's it.
Yeah, that's
You know,
good.
she's doing normal things, quote unquote normal things. And
Oh, like, hey, cool, I'm a Muslim too, but I'm also a doctor.
right,
Yeah,
right.
it's good.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be something that you need to magnify and put into a magnifying glass that you are a Muslim and there should be something else that she'll do with
Yeah.
her role. It's just that she's
Don't magnify it, and also don't just throw a hijab on her and call it a day.
Naturally
Right.
put
That's
it in
good.
there.
Yeah.
which is great. It's nice. It's fun. Number 7, halal paint. We have halal paint. It's a halal certified nail polish made from an air and
okay.
moisture permeable
Oh,
formula.
yeah, I thought it was just paint. Okay.
Yeah, paint for houses, for walls.
No.
Yeah, this is nail polish that we can use, that Muslim women can use while for their wudu and when we pray.
That's
So
really good.
Oh, so
I
it
know it's
doesn't
just
wash
a
off.
little. It could be washed off, but I meant like, because as Muslim women, when we wear nail polishes and stuff, we have to remove it first before we pray.
Because of the ingredients, it's not natural. It's
Yeah.
not
Okay, now I get it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So we could only have henna. That's okay. But when it comes to nail polish, should always remove it before praying. But
Okay,
now
what
with
makes-
halal paint, we don't have to.
That's good.
Okay, and what makes it halal? Do you know that? Like just that it's natural and it's
Natural
not being
ingredients.
crafted in some
And it's-
lab or
I-
something.
And then it says air and moisture permeable. So
Yeah.
Permeable.
like, because the reason why you can't put nail polish while you are doing wudu is because doing wudu is an
Performing.
Arabic term, or performing wudu.
Performing ablution.
During your wudu, ablution.
Ablution.
That's the English term for it. Is that the water can't go through the nail polish, therefore your nails are not washed. Because the whole purpose of wudu is to wash your body before prayer.
Yeah.
But this halal paint is air and moisture permeable, so when you wash, your nails also get washed.
They
That's
get
cool.
permeated by the water. Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
So that's just a little thing, but for a Muslim woman who just wants to paint her nails, it could be something there.
I'm
Right,
sure it's
and
gonna go skyrocketing in sales after the quarantine.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Okay.
So number 8, the last one, we have two first two Muslim women to be sworn into Congress in the U.S.
Whoa.
Yes, her
First
Oh.
ever.
first ever. Their names are Representative Ilhan Omar and Representative Tlaib Rashida.
Nice.
Yeah, and there's also the first Muslim woman in the Senate, Representative Ghazala Hashmi. So they're not just it's fun to see that more people of color and more people of diverse backgrounds get into office in the government because
Yeah.
I mean, who are they representing? They should be representing as well all citizens of the country, right?
Yeah. Imagine if the U.S. population was just white males.
White men.
Yeah. Well, according to statistics, there's still more men
Yeah.
in government.
It's gonna take a while.
It's gonna take a while, but it's just nice to see that every
that's really
year
good.
there's
And
steps
it's-
being taken.
Yeah, they're starting to expand their skill pool.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
Yeah.
of course, these they're getting into positions through merit, right?
Yeah,
That should be the case.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, guys, just a side note. Did you know that by March 2020, only 19 countries have democratically elected women to lead their countries?
19.
19. That's 19.
Wow.
Let's see. They're
What?
already in Congress. It's just a matter of time until the U.S. has a female president instead of a Cheeto.
Cheeto.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah.
But who would we have
was
if
a
was
subtle.
running? Oh,
Well, this
Yeah,
year
yeah,
there's
yeah.
no way that a woman would win
Very
because
subtle.
there's no.
there was one
There was one, but she's no longer
in the running.
in the running.
It's-
Even
it's-
Bernie
Oh.
Sanders is no longer. He already
Wait, what?
suspended
burn.
his campaign. Bernie
He got
Sanders.
burned.
Really?
God.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the only one against
No,
Joe?
Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was him and it was Joe
Yeah.
and Bernie in the debate.
yeah. Just recently he suspended his campaign. I mean, he could
Why
still
did-
vote for him, but
He just stopped his campaign.
yeah, because
He didn't-
Biden won the Democratic thing. I still can't get how U.S.
The college.
yeah,
from
but
states.
Biden won against Sanders when it comes to the Democratic thingy.
Okay.
And
Democratic
I think,
thingy.
I think
my
there's
God.
just so many movements that's trying to stop Sanders from his campaign that just recently, I think it was yesterday, that he suspended his campaign.
Maybe
Oh,
it's this
wow.
reverse
I didn't
psychology
know that.
thing.
It doesn't bode well.
And he's like,
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not doing a campaign, but still vote for me.
Why did he have to suspend his campaign?
Yeah, well, a lot of
Maybe it's
supporters
because
are very-
everyone's in quarantine. There's no use for blowing away that amount of money for a campaign.
Yeah.
You could just do it on the internet, throw out your name over the
You
social
still
media
need
and
money
stuff.
to do
Yeah.
that.
But speaking of, Amani Katatbe is now running for Congress to represent New Jersey.
Oh, that's
Oh.
nice.
Yeah.
Wait.
Amani
who's
Katatbe is
that?
the
The
founder
one-
of Muslim Girl.
Okay, that's nice.
Founder of Women's Day, Muslim Women's Day.
That's nice.
Yeah. So that's it for me.
Okay, that has
So that's it
that
for
had
me.
so
Nice.
much more gravity than my tiger thing.
Well, it's a
No,
good combination.
They had,
I
yeah,
think.
it's a good contrast.
But
There's
tigers, though.
Okay, and I
No.
didn't want to address this like when you were talking because it was a serious thing, but from
Uh-huh.
what I can see, your shirt it looks like it says Elder Wang.
No,
Oh,
It's supposed to say Elder
Wang.
Wand, right? Yeah.
Elder
Oh
Wand.
no.
Ew, that mental image.
Oh, no.
no. That mental image.
Anyway, what do you guys think about Muslim women and the world taking steps towards them?
It's a beautiful thought that it's the world is getting more and
It's-
more accepting.
Right. Yeah.
It's like overdue. It's been overdue.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really nice to see something's being done.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and those
Yeah.
massive changes, like
Mhm.
in
In Saudi Arabia, most especially.
well, women can now drive and all that. That's so
Saudi of all
huge.
places.
That's not
It's
just
huge.
like, hey, you can, I don't know, you can. What's an example?
Can with big quotes around can. You can do this.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you,
Uh-huh.
you you can now.
But no, you actually can. Congratulations.
You may now.
Uh-huh.
That's really
So
nice.
yeah, I am so excited to see what else is coming.
Same. Especially for the three of us who we were born and raised here. So
That's Hamad, me, and Yasin.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's what we know. What,
Oh,
10 years
well,
ago,
we
5
don't know.
years
Maybe
ago.
Heiko was
that
also secretly born in Saudi.
wow. Imagine.
Nah, he
Yeah.
has never been to Saudi Arabia, but that's one place I think that. Are you interested in visiting?
And that's one more thing. People from outside can now get just
Right.
tourist visa, just like that. Just
Yes.
like
Yeah, that also was never.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing. Right. Oh, people from outside can only come here for work or for pilgrimage in Mecca. But now there's tourist visa. Well, not necessarily now because the country's on lockdown right now, but I mean this year and last year.
And
Started last
something
year.
that we have to like give up for the Saudi government is if a change is proposed or if a change is announced, you see it
Right.
You feel it, yeah.
quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You see
The
2 years ago,
train.
starting from 2 years ago, I think,
Yeah.
was when they started the tourism thing, or was it just last year?
I think it was last year.
And you would immediately see the tourism like budget being used because
Right.
it's everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to.
And it's nice
Do
because
change.
they're focusing on historical places as well
True.
for tourism. Sorry?
What about Taif, though?
Yeah,
Ta'if?
we just had this Taif season
Ta'if.
thing. Taif. Taif. Taif.
Taif.
It's so hard to mix the language of if you because there's an English pronunciation and there's
The stress is still in the first
Yeah.
syllable. It's just the Filipino way.
okay.
Yeah,
Taif
Filipinos
is just the
don't
Filipino
really-
way.
So
pronunciation is
we
Taif.
are a mix of languages. We have Filipino, English, and Arabic. So sometimes that just gets all over the place. So anyway, yeah. So Taif season was a thing. When was
Yeah,
that?
that's a thing now where they take the cities of the country and then they make a season out of it, and then it's like in a span of a month, I think there are a lot of things going on
Lights,
in that city.
parades,
Yeah.
flower parades.
They promote whatever is that city's thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when they
Also
were
there's
here, that
there's a
Yeah.
Taif season, there's a
Jeddah
Jeddah
season.
season.
Yeah, Dura
Riyadh
season.
season.
It's
Ooh.
cool.
Jeddah
And that's for
season, I
tourists.
think it's going to be fishy.
Because it's a
port town.
coast. Yeah. Ah.
No, because it's a port town.
Yeah, it is. So
Yeah,
just
like,
imagine
Taif
they're
had
having a
flowers,
parade.
and-
And
Yeah,
then
just a
fish are
bunch of
flying
fish.
everywhere. Why are we
Here's the
talking about
catch.
fish?
And then they're
Because
just
Jeddah is a
music-
port town, port city.
Okay,
It's by
anyway.
the sea. Come on.
Okay, so what's our takeaway for the day, people?
All right. For those who do not know yet what a takeaway is, we're gonna have this theme going on in each of our episodes where we have our takeaway and the theme of takeaway food.
Yeah.
So it's about fast food,
And-
right?
Yeah, and we'll
Yeah,
talk
takeout
about
food.
our reflection and conclusion on the things that we talked about. So today's takeaway is McDonald's big order of veggie mac. The burger being what?
Yum.
What do you guys think?
Yum.
What's our burger from our
Like the main
Conversation.
course. Huh?
yes?
Since it's a veggie burger, that's a good like addition to it. Again, a burger is like your main course, so it's whatever main information you're taking. Make sure that you stay humane. You know, don't get into that bloody mess. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's good. That's nice.
Yeah, especially talking about Tiger King and Muslim women.
Exactly.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
always have to
Leave
be.
those at the doors.
Oh my gosh. But remember to have that aspect of humanity in your mind all the time.
and
If you don't
respect
have
others'
humanity, you're
humanity
gonna
as
be
well.
Exactly.
bunned.
Oh my god.
All right, and our side dish of
Fries.
Fries.
Oh,
McDonald's fries. I know.
Yo,
I
for
know.
real,
A lot of people are
McDonald's fries.
saying that it's just so unhealthy and dirty, and it won't
Like,
expire
the fries
forever.
are wrong. Well, let me be wrong.
But-
I want to be wrong.
Exactly. McDonald's fries is just something of its own.
It's the mistake that you accept.
You know, they say
Nice.
McDonald's fries are made from sawdust.
Sawdust?
What? No.
They
don't
say
care.
everything.
It
is
might
made out
have
of
the same
sawdust
nutritional
nowadays.
factor in your body as sawdust, but it's very delicious sawdust.
Yes. Okay, yeah. So, what are the fries?
Well, our side dish would be, I think, based on, because if we're talking about humanity, we also have to talk about other people's perspectives. And sometimes when we think about how we treat other people, despite being humane, we still attack other people's perspectives.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
as a side dish, it's not just a black and white area sometimes.
Yeah, and also how like fries are all not the same.
Right.
They all some are
Some of
short,
them are
some are a little
saggy,
browner
some are
than the
crunchy.
other, some are longer. Diversity,
Some are
yo.
really dry, some are oily.
Yeah, so remember
Also,
that
just sprinkled all over it. Take what we say with a grain of salt.
exactly.
Yes.
What's up, Heiko? Why are you
They can
rubbing
be
your
they can be
eyes?
curly too.
Yes.
curly.
Yes.
Like people, you know,
The
if
more
you shake
diverse,
them a
the
lot,
better.
it makes them tastier.
Really?
Like
Yeah, and if you just
oh right, the shake fries aren't worldwide. It's not international. I forgot.
Oh yeah, the shake fries. In the Philippines we have this what you call shake fries. I don't know any other country who has it. That has it. It's when you put fries in a bag and then just sprinkle
And then they
the
give you this
flavored powder.
flavoring, either cheese
They
or
give you a bag.
something else.
Yeah, and then you
Powdered.
shake the fries with the powder in the brown bag,
then it
and you'll
gets-
have shake
Giving it
fries.
the flavor. Yeah, there you go.
amazing.
Flavored
So if you
fries.
put a
Oh,
bunch
yeah,
of people
so-
in a room, put some powder in it, and shake it all up.
And that's also that's the
more
thing. If we're
tasteful.
talking about fries being the diversity and in society in general, those packets of flavor is like what tools that we can use to help inform society
Yeah, spice it
and
up,
make
man.
it better, spice it up. Exactly.
All right, and that's it for our takeaway.
That was yummy, yummy, yum, yum, yum.
Yeah.
Never
well,
tried veggie burger in my life, but I think from what I've
Much hunger.
You've tried Impossible Burger,
Impossible burger,
which is
that's
so
cool.
good, by the way.
It tastes like actual meat, dude.
Yeah.
From
Okay.
where though?
It's like this plant. They take this thing from a plant. I'm gonna be
No,
talking really
I
quick.
mean the restaurant.
Oh, in somewhere in New York. What was the?
I can't remember what restaurant.
But yeah, it was a restaurant in New York.
Alright, anyway.
Anyway, that's it for the episode. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Ate. Thank you, Hannah, and Heiko, for informing us of these really interesting stuff. I mean,
Thank you.
I'm glad our cat's okay, and I'm glad Muslim women are doing the best in 2020. Yeah, don't forget to follow our Instagrams. It's at Hanajipuri for Hannah, Ate. And it's at potato_gami for Hammad, where he shows off his art. It's so cool, and his writing skills. Be sure to check that out. Also at Heiko Heilig, where you're going to see a screen that says no posts yet. Also at Yaspuri for me. Don't forget to check out my YouTube, my Spotify, my music. I'm still making more. It's all listed in my Instagram. Thank you. That's it for today's episode. Tune in next week to find out which takeaways we four weirdos have picked to talk about next. Hopefully that completes your order. Thanks for listening to the Four.
The four
The Four Takeaway Podcast.
podcast.
That's so good, guys. You should be in
The
a
Four
choir
Takeaway
sometime.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
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 Would you like that for dining or for takeaway?
For takeaway.